Hey, everybody, I'm Louis Amestoy. You are watching us here on Bakersfield.com. This is the Bako Motorsports Power Hour, and it is our 31st episode, and I am joined, as always, by Michael Griffith.
I had to be here. I was forced.
You were forced. Yeah, it looked like you just kind of rolled out today there, buddy.
Yeah, I rolled in. Running around this morning. So
running around, doing his work here. He had the day, covered the Kings, that little exhibition hockey game we had over at our Rabobank Arena.
Game. Not
was Blake Bowser there?
Blake Bowser was there. Yes, about I think around 6,000 people, so not bad.
Not a bad crowd there, huh?
Not a bad crowd, and the Kings just annihilated the Arizona Coyotes, but it's preseason and it doesn't mean much.
This is a 31st show.
31st. That's amazing.
We are 31 shows. That means that we've done in 2 years now, like almost 70 of these things.
Yeah.
So we got about 8 more shows left. Actually, about 6 more shows left. We'll go to the beginning of November for this. Hard to believe today's the first day of fall. So.
It is, and it's actually going to be 92 instead of 100. But it'll be 100 on Friday again.
That's sort of unfortunate, but it kind of works, though. There's actually supposed to be a race car in the back of that picture. But you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. You were busy on Facebook over the weekend, Mike Griffith. Hold that thought. Come back to Griff for a second, because you just posted some crazy videos from Saturday Night Nitro.
Yeah, I kind of like shooting videos out there at Famoso, so I posted some videos. Pretty good race right off the bat between Bill Dunlap and Jim Murphy in the AA Field Dragsters, the top of the front motored cars, and a nice side-by-side run by them right away, so I posted that pretty quickly, and then kind of did a synopsis of most of the field cars out there, and of course, backup girls, which nostalgia racers like. And
then the fuel alters, of course. Yeah, there's the backup girls. This video...
That's Alex in his Hot for Teacher car.
Hot for Teacher, right. The backup girls video, I'm going to blame the backup Facebook page. They didn't post this video.
They didn't post it? I'll have to make sure that they
get it. Because the last one we had like, I think, 10,000 views.
10,000. This one
didn't do nearly as well.
A lot of videos with over 1,000 views, so that's okay for a little Saturday night show.
Pretty good. Go back to that video for a second, Chris, because it shows us the crowd that was there. We'll talk to Blake Bowser about this at 10:30.
Yeah, it wasn't that crowd early on wasn't. I mean, it filled in later for the second round.
Yeah.
So that's just a smattering of the people that were there. It seems like they maybe arrived a little later.
That looks like a pretty good crowd.
Yeah, it was a pretty decent crowd. But when they ran the second session right before the Jets,
right,
it was much better.
Yeah, we got a lot of reaction on the jet cars this year. I don't know why that was exactly, but yeah. All right, well, we'll get to that here a little bit later on. Grumpy Griff Award is our Driver of the Week award, and the Grumpy Griff Award is given out each week. And get off my lawn, Mike Griffith. Who has to get off your lawn this week?
That's a good question. I'm still mulling that over. Since I was out at Saturday Night Nitro, I did not see any of the roundy round races.
You didn't see any roundy round races? Gary Dutton could be a good strong candidate.
Gary Dutton could. Davies won the sport mod race. Flippo won.
Jerry Flippo
first win. 11 years old. That might be a good way to go. So
pretty good in-car video from Eddie Garoni, I think, over the weekend, showing some of the issues that were in that particular Legends race. We'll ask Steve Hughes. He's going to be up here next year in just a few minutes. All right. We also have Bakersfield Speedway. We talked about Gary Dutton, and we'll talk a little bit about Boone. I got photos from Boone from the one and only Tom Mock. And I have to issue a quick apology to Amanda Perryman and Rob Gibson, who sent us some awesome photos. We'll try to get some of those up on the Facebook page later and in the stories as well, because Gibson sent some great stuff from Saturday Night Nitro. And Amanda, of course, does a great job as well. And, of course, we got tons of photos from Tom Mock from Boone and from Bakersfield Speedway. He was also at Saturday Night Nitro, the day part of it as well on Saturday. But there we go. Coming December 5th, you don't want to miss this. This will be our special section, end of the year special section. You can reserve your space now. They are selling that right now. And, of course, the Fast Trip All-Area Motorsports team continues to fill up. So we're going to have some great names in there. How to qualify: 3 wins at an oval track and you're in. 2 wins at a drag strip and you're in. And if you have won a points championship like Tina Bell has won, you are in. If you win a March Meet championship, or we're going to actually add that to Hot Rod Reunion, and if you're from Kern County, that automatically qualifies you as well on the drag side of things. And, of course, good behavior. Griffith will be the final judge on that one. So, Mike, if a mini dwarf parent comes to you and says, well, my kid should be involved in this, but you knew that they were pushing and shoving in the pits, what would you say?
I don't know if they're pushing or shoving in the pits, but the mini dwarfs, boy, those kids, you can have your kids run 100 races a year, I think. So maybe we ought to look at that. There's a lot of kids run a lot of races. You can run Porterville, Santa Maria, Bakersfield, KCRP. The Sunday shows now starting up again at Bakersfield Speedway.
Right.
Some of those mini dwarf kids are pretty busy.
They are pretty busy, so we're going to have to keep an eye on all that stuff. All right, let's go to our next topic. The chase begins, and Kevin Harvick was a little bit upset. This is Denny Hamlin who won it.
Yeah, a little upset because Kevin was right there in the top two.
Right. And he got bumped by Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, it's pretty aggressive racing early on. Jimmy Johnson probably being pushed behind from Logano, then came way down below the white line, back up into Harvick's left rear, and was smoking, and it's like, should you pit? Should you not pit? Well, yeah, they should have pit and gone down a lap because it would have been better than this.
Pretty amazing, too. Denny Hamlin tore his ACL playing basketball and still won that race. So
yeah, he didn't have to do any cutting on it.
No, he didn't have to do anything like that. But he wins that race, and here's Harvick. He was in the deal for a long time. And they point out, NASCAR points out, for the second straight season, Kevin Harvick is back against the wall in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup. He wrecked at Chicagoland after continuing to race following a bump from Jimmy Johnson. He finished 42nd. He's now 22 points behind Jeff Gordon on the cutoff line with 2 races left to go. In the challenger round, he's got to win basically to get in. And he was in a similar position last year in the Eliminator 8 when he had to win in Phoenix in the do-or-die situation. But he's been there. He's always there in contention.
You just don't want to. He's got to win. He's got 2 races. He's got to win.
42nd at Chicago. And I tell you what, it's done. The amount of Twitter traffic I saw on this was there. And then, of course, he gets off his bus or whatever it was, his RV, and he goes and gives Jimmy Johnson a little shove.
Yeah, and it looks like if Jimmy Johnson had the cooler head.
Yeah.
In that instance, was backing away. I think if Jimmy Johnson had shoved back, we might have had a pretty good video.
How much is that real? How much is that just kind of nonsense?
No, I think that's pretty real with Kevin.
He's pretty fired up.
If you know Kevin, that was all real. There's no make believe there.
What do you think the guys in the NASCAR are saying? Little California kids throwing down with each other. That's how they roll in California. A little pushing and shoving.
NASCAR poo-poo it, but they kind of like that.
All right, 42nd at Chicago. Casey Mears had a good weekend. He was 20th at Chicago. He was up in the mix for quite a bit of the time. And, he's out of the chase, but pretty good. They're in New Hampshire this weekend and before they go to Dover. So Harvick's got to win in those 2 spots. Not necessarily easy ones to do well at, but we'll see how that goes. Ryan Reed had a good weekend in Chicago. A lot of Cup guys were in that race, and there he is right in front of eventual winner Kyle Busch. I don't know if Kyle Busch is lapping him. I'm not sure what that situation is there, but Ryan Reed had a pretty good weekend, and it's kind of I think rallied here in the latter half of the season.
Yeah, he was all the Roush Fenway guys. He was, I think, Elliott was like 2 places ahead of him, and Busch was another place, and Wallace finished up a little higher. But so all those cars, they have 4 cars, and so they finished in the top 11. So a good day for the Roush Fenway guys.
All right, very good. We'll be right back after these messages with Kern County Raceway Park and Steve Hughes.